Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I'm getting. It's like, when you fall asleep in like a new place and you wake up and you're confused. And this person's in the process of waking up. And for this like new life, this person would have to kind of sacrifice their old life or throw themselves in the fire or take responsibility for something. And I don't know if this person works out of town or if you guys are long distance, but the distance is actually helping this person awaken and helping this person see things that they normally wouldn't have seen. They honestly, and maybe while they're at work, or they're thinking of you, the feminine energy right there, pulling him back into your energy and getting together. Maybe you would call him to tell him something and there would actually be some movement of some sort. You two would get back together. Again, it's like you wake up and you're in a weird place and it's 9 a.m. and you are due to work at 9:15 and you got to run out of there real quick and you don't even have time to get any information. What else I am getting is this time going on? What else I'm getting is oh, I don't know if you've ever seen Coven, American Horror Story, but not Coven, it's Apocalypse. And they're stuck in this fortress because it's the end of the world and it's like one of the only safe places on earth. And they play like the same song over and over and over again. And at first it's a song you like, but then as a song, you hear it over and over, you're like, oh my God. And so it's like finally somebody's getting to pick a new channel, listen to a new song. And what this person, again, your treasure island, this person wants a leg up. They want to fight for it. Problem is, again, this person's hippie skippy. And this stands for like one of them spiritual guys that don't do nothing. They just, they don't take action. They don't know how. Because they have gone so long without putting effort into stuff that when they actually need to, they don't know how. And because they're not putting the effort into it, it's like they need the key to unlock these chains so they can get to their stability or happily ever after. And I rarely pull this card. Normally, if I pull this card, it's on this side and that's somebody trying to steer it or manipulate a situation into the direction that they want it to go. But this is pure, feeling, pure emotion, wanting stability from a pure place. And you have an energy because this is my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard and they're whatever. But okay, yeah, that's how the song goes. I know like 2 seconds of it. Anyway, wasting time. So there's something that you have that like brings, that attracts this person. And this person knows that if you have something that attracts them, it's going to attract other people. This says grounding, but 5 of Wands is typically a competition card. It's somebody that's like, oh, you're on the market again. You know what I mean? We can't have that, So this is almost like they have to pursue you again, and in a way that kind of turns them on. At the same time, it stresses them out. But honestly, like, I don't think they regret this being single part, because this is the single card where she's learning something. This person, you're making this person learn something about themselves. And I say that because whatever this person is learning is making them wounded. It's making them go, oh, and kind of making them reflect and making them kind of not even want to go do stuff, just kind of stay at home and reflect. They see it, the misfortune card is here, and it's upside down because nothing burned down or no one died, but it still hurts a lot. And when taking shelter is in the reverse, I just did that. Ugh. When taking shelter is in, I cannot miss that either. When taking shelter is in the reverse as well. Again, that's somebody that's staying home. And they're not like, I'm going to stay home. It's just like they don't want to go out. They feel like reflecting. They're transforming. Like transformation, you can be like, I'm going to go, watch what I eat and exercise and lose weight. And then you're meaning to do the transformation. But a lot of spiritual journeys and stuff start out with tragic moments, tragedy. And it kind of forces you into the transformation, and that's when it's upside down. There's also something weird about you, or something that you have with this person that they can't forget. There's the guy I was seeing. We could move coconuts, and we did this over the phone, but we could hold coconuts in our hands and move. Like I could move his coconut and he could move, my coconut in my hand. There's something like that they think about, something that you two could do together that, kind of glues you together in a way. In a way, too, you make this person feel like a kid again, or this person feels like they can be childlike around you, or you can sit in that childlike spot with them. But again, with the high priest and the moon and the necklace, you might have inspired this person to walk some type of divine path, because the high priest is all about attaining knowledge. But what's funny is, like, I'm not saying like this person's going to go off and be a priest, but I'm going to associate it with that. I'm going to use that analogy. Say this person, ends up having like jock friends or whatever, that are into girls and beer and football, and then they pretend, and then on the inside, one of those boys wants to be a priest. They're going to hide that from the other boys. So this person, whatever divine path that they've slowly started to walk on, which is an extremely hard path, is the gift that Spirit is giving. Sorry about that. They play video games. And now this person has run into the block, what to improve on. There's a mask here. And it's a mask with that snake that this person holds on to really tightly. In order for this person to start a new journey and get their 10 of Pentacles, their happy family, happy legacy, they've got to get rid of the mask. They've got to leave the mask behind. And I know you're in the tough part right now, but the situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. And what it's telling me again, even though like this is the hardest part, you've got to tend to your own garden. See if you can make your house like aesthetically pleasing, put some lights up, or get or even do something to try to make your, even if it's burning incense, just to make it more sacred. Not like it's not sacred. I'm just do a little special something to make, just to say this is my sacred space. Because what's going on here is like the way you're living and how you just naturally are, you're guiding this person without even knowing that you're guiding this person, just by you, being you. You're like showing this person, a better way to be. Also, they love the fact that you don't like a lot of people. They love the fact that you just like one person at a time. They don't have to worry about you around their friends. Or they also think you are well-rounded, down to earth, and out of this world. And let me tell you, there's a few report cards on the back of these garbage pail kids, but not many of them have good grades on them. But remember, right now, you're wounded and you're discontent. And it's because you went through an energetic accident. Now, because you can't see the wounds, it's so, you just want to get up and go and kind of not think about it, not process. But that center, pause is for processing and for, reflection. And though I think it's the hardest part, when you move on, you look back at that part and be like, I'm glad I sat and took that second. Because it's like you're passionate, you want to take action, but what they're saying is you are taking action. It's just not a physical action. You're healing wounds that you can't see, and so is he. And on top of that, he is like upgrading, and he's not even meaning to do it. He's not like, I'm going to go on a spiritual journey. No, it's just kind of happening. Or I'm going to go on a self-improvement journey. It's just kind of happening. And it's cool because what you are doing is you are giving, again, enlightenment. I pulled the card enlightenment. You are showing him things, but also you're like enlightening him to the fact that this person is a leader, and it makes them, you make them, which is kind of a queen's job. You know what I mean? Is to, make the king know that he's the leader and inspire him to lead or do his job, which this is, stepping into the leadership role, which he needs to do because he's hippy skippy, and hippy skippy don't do nothing. So you are actually inspiring. And if this person doesn't, take action with you, you improved them for the next relationship. I don't know if that helps you feel better, but that does help me feel better a little bit. When I know that, when I know I improve somebody for somebody else, you make them see beyond illusion. Namaste.